Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of 4Wide Motorsports production here on 4Wide Motorsports Network. We're getting ready to see if we can tame the lady in black, and it's already taken its toll because we have actually only have about 9 people scheduled to run. Not sure how many people may set it out. But anyway, we're going to do our best. It's also taking its toll on the broadcast booth. We got a couple of people down. Luckily, though, I got Mr. Reliable, Mr. O, Mr. Charles Oberg going to be joining me tonight. And we're going to see what we can do as far as bringing you a production. And hopefully we'll be able to see it to the end. How you doing tonight, Charles? You doing okay?
Yeah, Tracy Brown, we're doing good. Unfortunately, this track is a beast. No, not many guys like to race this track, and you could tell by the numbers tonight. It is not pretty.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Well, they're already gridded up and they're starting the pace laps here, so I guess we might as well go through the starting grid. And in row number 1 with the pole, we've got the 32 of Hunter Carlson. The outside pole is going to Russell Windsor in the 24 car. In row 2, we got Chris Golden in the 86. And I'm not very familiar with this name, Zach Tebow in the number 10. And in the...
I'm sorry about that. So after Zach Tebow, we'll have Yogi Streisler in the number 12. Outside of him, the number 29, Wayne Cannon. On the inside of the 7th row, we have Steve Luttrell. On the outside of Steve, we have Gerald Berlin in the number 70. And in the 9th row, the last row all by himself back there, we have Daniel Mindfood Jones rounding out our field.
Yeah, I didn't mean to throw you to the wolves there, Mr. O. But hey, we're all learning at this thing. We got a green flag. They're rolling into turn 1 as Hunter Carlson sends it off by himself. I think they need to go ahead and get single wide before they try to go into turn 1 here. This is not a fun track to go in side by side on. And it does Go ahead.
You're right. I think these guys are gonna settle in. They're gonna want to settle in very quick. As kind of a race that not many people showed up to. These guys aren't going to race each other until the end. I think they're going to start racing tires. They're going to start saving tires, just settling into a rhythm. Darlington's one of those tracks. It's just under a mile and a half. Oh, and we already got a spin to the inside wall.
Yeah, that's Yogi
That's
Schlier.
12.
The 12 of Yogi Schlier. Oh, no. And he went into the inside and tapped the wall and come back up the track and hit the outside. So now both sides are damaged. It's going to be interesting to see if he's even got anything to steer with. But we are still under green. So he's probably going to need to get that thing down to the inside as soon as possible because the field's going to be rolling up here quick.
Yeah, it looks like Hunter Carlson's just taking off the sail. He's a great competitor in the mix last week. Definitely going to be up front this week. I got to mention, I know a lot of guys took the night off because the track's pretty intimidating, but this is our 5th race, and 3 winners out of our last 4 are in this race tonight. So there is some action to be had. As these tires wear off, as pit strategy, fuel strategy comes into play, it's going to change the dynamics of this race. So even though Yogi, the number 12, is up against the wall early, he has plenty of time to come back.
Yeah, and that sort of leads us into the next conversation that we can have, because this track is so tough that I think the admins have already taken that into account and kind of decided to give us a few extra tires and a few extra fast repairs. And if I can find the right button, there we go. There are the race details. So we're going to be doing 147 laps, equals out to 192 miles, which is pretty darn close to what we're shooting for the Dodge Steelers 200. We're not going to have any stages. We have 7 sets of tires in the pits. This has got to be by far the most sets of tires available to these guys. And they did go ahead and throw in an extra fast repair, so we got 3 fast repairs. So Yogi Schlier should be able to get his car repaired, get it fully back to 100%, be able to get out here. And honestly, I guessed at the green-white checkers, I think there's one, but I may get a reprimand after this broadcast, so we'll get that squared away later.
Yeah, I believe there was 2 a couple weeks back when we had a race, but I am not sure about that either. Right now we're just watching guys just very spread out. They're getting into their comfort zone, and that's what it's going to be tonight. It's going to be some really good drivers falling into their comfort zone, just holding onto their cars as much as we can. We do have some action in the backfield with the 29 and the 78. The 70. I apologize, but there is some passing here. From one end of the track to the other, it's a totally different track. It's not that easy. And the 70's got some damage now. Didn't see how that happened.
Yeah, that's the 70 of Jay Berlin there. Obviously, made contact with something. He's got the front valence flapping up and down there. So I'm not sure how much longer he's going to try to drive it under green flag, or if he's going to try to take a pit and maybe use a fast repair there. But this track is just like you were saying, Charles. These guys right now, they're not so much racing one another as much as they are just trying to survive driving this track. Oh, as we see Jay. Oh, no. Yeah, I see the front valence
and Berlin's
popped off
around.
There. Yeah. I'm sure he lost a little.
Oh, and he almost gathered somebody else coming back down the track. I'm sure Berlin's not happy about spinning. A tough break for him. You always see him caught up, week after week. He's such a good he's a big heart competitor, and you just see him getting caught up in everything or just losing it himself. You hate to see it for the guy. But like I said, we got fast repairs. The race control was kind enough to give this guy's, one extra fast repair, ample amount of tires. Pit strategy could flip the script. You could see these guys 1 lap down, 3 laps down, totally come back by the end of the race.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you have to wonder how big of a lead will these guys that are, I don't want to call them better drivers, but maybe are better adapted to this track. Maybe that's the word. I don't know. But I just have a better feel for this track. Maybe is a better way of putting it, as we see pretty much everybody coming into pits now.
Yeah, so I watched practice for a little while, and so guys in practice were kind of, I don't want to say they were complaining. They weren't really complaining, but they're driving it hard, trying to get a fast lap in practice. Fastest lap in practice was with the 36 of Lortrell at 29.167. But he was burning the tires off. So you're getting about 5 to 10 laps on tires here. Here we are, lap 13 of 147, and these guys are already in. I'm sure it looks like these pit stops are pretty long. They're extended. I am sure they're getting tires. That it's just not gas. It's a full tire pit stop.
Oh yeah, I would imagine they decided just to go ahead and take 4 tires and take as much fuel as they can, hopefully to help them out later on in the race where they won't have to pit. But I would imagine that all 7 sets of tires are going to be used tonight, and
Every bit of
this track's just going to take its toll, and hopefully we'll have a good race here at the end. But I tell you what, while they're pacing around there, I'm going to go back and see if we can't find, again, maybe a replay of what happened to Gerald here real quick as they're starting to line up behind the pace truck. I'm going to hit the roll bar camera here. Whoa. Yeah, I think his front valence was messed up, and it probably altered the way that the car was getting through the corner and just kind of lost it there.
Yeah, he definitely had some aero damage, whether he got into the wall a lap before or half a lap before. So his car definitely wasn't handling the way he wanted to into that turn. Unfortunately, it just snapped on him. And once these cars snap, it's so much horsepower. The Gen 4 cars are the pride of NASCAR. These were the fastest, most powerful cars they had to date. And they're a lot to handle. That's a lot of car to handle. The pace car's off, so we are heading into the restart zone very shortly here, and we'll see what this restart looks like.
Yeah,
and
we're going to take
here they go.
Yeah, we're going to take a widescreen view here, and you'll see them kind of sorting out into almost a zipper configuration there. Everybody kind of find their spot because nobody wants to go too wide going down into turn 1.
You're absolutely right. Now we got Tebow, Carlson, Luttrell. These guys are all big swingers up here. Luttrell won last week. I think Golden was up there. Carlson was up there. These guys could put on a good race with low numbers like this. Oh, and it looks like Carlson got into the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was
got into the wall.
Yeah, that was Tebow. And what I found interesting, Charles, is that he was the only car, as far as I can tell, that stayed out, did not pit. So obviously he feels like he has a pretty good grasp on the handling of the car and of this track. But still, here at Darlington, the tires just mean so much. So he's still going to be at a disadvantage, even if he does have somewhat of a driving advantage or a familiarity with this track. He's still got a lot more wear on his tires right now than the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I didn't realize he didn't pit, so good call there. Wasn't watching the pit cycle as closely as you were. You're right, he's probably going to drop back in the field quite a bit. Not taking tires, let a lot of guys on tires go by him, but he has an extra set of tires where these guys have already used tires. Oh, and we got it looked like Tebow went into the wall.
Yes,
I want to say the 24 because it's the tide color.
Yeah, that was.
But it wasn't.
It does look just like the old Jeff Gordon scheme there, but that was Russell Wilson. Okay, excuse me, I'm sorry, Russell Windsor. Please excuse me, Russell. Sorry about that, buddy. And and we do not get a yellow flag. This race is still green.
Oh, that is shocking. So Darlington is a big racetrack. There's plenty of room down on the apron. There's plenty of room off the racing service. These guys can get going again. Unfortunate to such a short field where they're not going to have help catching back up to the field again. So they're just going to have to get on a good strategy. And Berlin's 10 laps down. Yogi, the 12, he's 2 laps down already. I believe a lot of these guys are going to be laps down at the end of the race with such a short field that they could flip the script. I apologize.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. We see Zach Tebow. He got the Darlington stripe once more. And if we can get these guys kind of strung out a little bit, we'll go back and take a look and see what happened to Russell. And as fate would have it, I think it might have been Tebow that got into the wall and came back down in front of him. But we'll get that replay queued up and have it ready for you here shortly. But
and that's what it looked like to me. And I got to say, as we got the camera fixed on Tebow now, I think the fans could agree. Tebow has got a full wheel in that car. He's doing anything and everything he can to keep that car straight right now. So maybe the guys that came in lap 13, knew something about the tires that he felt a little bit more comfortable in, but now it's kind of biting him back. Again, geez,
Chris
that
Golden.
into the wall?
Chris Golden.
Oh,
I was just getting ready to comment. Charles did. I thought he was doing a great job of kind of managing his tires and kind of taking more or less just racing the track, and he was kind of moving up through the field. And I'd be dog if I didn't, just by thinking about it, give him the old broadcaster's curse there. So he hit it.
Chris is one of those guys that's he's very knowledgeable. He's spent some time in the ARCA series. Raced some real good races. He knows what he wants out of the car. Unfortunately, we're racing a fixed setup. This keeps the competition all equal. You can't go in and tweak and get what you actually want out of the car, but he knows how to use the information of the car to the best of the knowledge, and very, very intelligent gentleman. It's awesome to hear him talk sometimes because you learn a lot from him.
Right, so it's like almost as if he adapts to what the setup is, as opposed to trying to get the setup to what he wants out of the car.
Exactly, and like any good race car driver, anybody that has raced and wasn't happy. We all watch racing on Sundays, and we hear the drivers complain, "Oh, this is wrong, that's wrong." It's the absolute best drivers that are able to deal with that and put their car in victory lane, and at the end of the race say, "Oh, well, my car was sliding up the track, but I still won."
Yeah.
You hear that a lot in NASCAR and other divisions.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you. That's kind of where the drivers earn their money, is being able to take a car that isn't as good as someone else and be able to adapt to the setup and be able to perform with it. And I'm not sure how many different stripes Mr. Tebow here is going to get on that car before he's going to have to pit. I would imagine he's, with 28 laps, I'm sure what he's trying to do is stretch his pit strategy as much as possible. But, he's got a lot of several fast repairs. We're talking about 3 of them at his disposal. But, man, he's beating the right side of that car. And I'm sure the tires are absolutely shot by now.
I'll tell you, Tracy, I cringe every time he hits that wall. It's just taking more and more speed out of that car, and I can't be in his head right now because I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he just wants to collect some paint from the outside wall. Maybe he thinks he could get a little bit of weight on that right left.
Or hey, maybe he knows I hate to call it a cheat, but I can't think of the right word right now, almost like a hack to the game to, hey, this is the fastest way around there. It does a little bit of damage, but not enough to hurt you. So, how more or less just keep scraping the walls here and help me turn that car.
Yeah,
keep right on moving along. Yeah. So I got to hand it to him. I don't know, man. I was just thinking that I would be aiming for pit lane right now, I think, if I were driving. But again, he may know something that we don't know.
I think he's playing the long game. Like Cottrell, our in-car broadcaster, he would do the same thing many times. Just take the tires as far as he can. Try to save gas as far as he can. This might be his strategy too. He has won a race. He's where is he? He's 19th in points, but he's only had 3 races with us this year. No, sorry, 1 race with us this year. Won one of them, it looks like. So the kid definitely knows what he's doing.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, maybe I need to get to work here and do some digging, because I don't have any driver info for his driver card. So, and I didn't really remember his name anywhere, but you know, I'm more or less looking at text and numbers and not really associating it to a particular driver or anything. As we see Daniel Jones, Mindfu here, going to the inside, going down into turn 1. Oh, yeah, I think he wisely checked up there. It is.
Yeah, you
just,
see how.
Yeah, it's just so difficult to go through turn 1. And I tell you, Charles, you know, I've never raced the Cup cars here, but I have been as high as the Xfinity Series, and it just so happens to be the same generation. But the way you have to drive turn 1 in order to make any speed coming off of 2, it's like you kind of have to send it in there, let it drift all the way to the wall, and be able to give yourself such a I don't know what the word is here again, but a better angle of attack coming off of turn 2, so that you can kind of drive it down the hill coming off of turn 2. Because if you don't, you'll slap that wall. It's like the track just dumps you right up against the wall.
Yeah, you know, the track's designed to be 2 different tracks at each end of the field. You know, you almost got kind of a super speedway at one end and kind of a short track at the other. So there is no good setup for this car at this track, because you're going to set it up for one end of the track. It's not going to work at the other end. You know, these guys basically got to hold on to it. And we got Tebow coming into the pits right now. I think he's had enough of the wall. Maybe he can put some tires on that and a little faster there, maybe. See how he does coming out of the pits.
Yeah, I would imagine he has to take a fast repair at this point. I mean, he's still making good time, but still, that wall has got to be taking the, you know, it's or making a lot of damage on that right front, maybe with the tie rod, with the steering, and even if I don't know, I would expect to actually see more damage on that right front. We can't hardly get a good view of the car here while it's in pit lane here.
Like I said, every time he hit the wall, I cringed.
Yeah, me
like,
too, man.
Yeah, what is he doing? But you know, inside the car, he might be feeling a little something different than what it looks like on camera. You know, he could have been, you know, tapping it just right where it was setting the car back straight, where it wasn't doing much damage. You know, more of a scrape against the wall to put the nose pointed right.
Yeah.
You can see everybody, even the 36 here of Luttrell. He's drifting up the track, and he put on an absolute clinic last week on a mile and a half at Eco Park. So this track, nobody likes. Nobody wanted to show up tonight because of this. But you know, give it to these guys for actually putting it in. You know, we do these live broadcasts every weekend, or you know, every Friday night. Our fans do show up. We have quite a bit of people watching right now. So this is for you guys. They wanted to stay on the track, and they're going through it right now. They're definitely going through it.
Yeah, I see William Luttrell in the chat posted up there. Steven, don't call me Steve, Luttrell. So we got to make sure we don't call him Steve.
Oh, I get you. That's my fault.
I'm sorry. I didn't even notice, Charles. I didn't even know that you had called him Steve.
No, it might have been me, but it was funny because the first few races I joined this league, they were calling me anything and everything but Oberg, and
Hey.
I thought it was absolutely hysterical.
And that's the reason why I
Steven.
call you Mr. O right now, pal, because I was one of those guys just murdering your last name, man. I couldn't figure out exactly how it should be stated.
Exactly, and for guys like us, we're in the broadcast booth, and I know you do a lot behind the scenes, so you're not always up here talking. It's up to us to kind of learn these guys' names, but sometimes it takes a while. I apologize, Stephen. My warmest apologies to you, buddy. I'll get used to it, and I'll correct it as I go along.
I apologize too if I said it. I knew better, but whenever I open my mouth, I never really know for sure what's coming out. There is no forming sentences in my head. I'm not that good yet. Maybe I'll get there one day. But right now, I just more or less open up my mouth and kind of just state whatever it is I see. And I tell you what, Charles, I know this has been a while right now, but I still promised our viewers that once everyone got straightened out, we would kind of go back and take a look at what happened to Russell Windsor. And
yes, sir. Yep.
I want to make sure that Hunter's going to be able to clear Chris Golden here. I don't want to step away too quick and miss something very exciting. Looks like Chris is just going to kind of roll the bottom there and let the leader have it, Hunter Carlson. So while we've got a break and everyone's spread out, and before pit stops happen again, we'll go back and see if we can see what happened to Russell Windsor way back on lap 18, and we're on lap 45 right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm pull up the roll bar view, and you can see Zach Tebow kind of to his right side. Oh, yeah. And that's what it was, too. Yep. And we'll rewind this again as well and see if we can get another shot of it, maybe with a bigger or wider view of it.
Yeah, as soon as Tebow gets it sucked up into the wall, it looks like, he kind of sucks up the 24 with him. I don't think that the 24 looked like he was coming up the track, but he didn't realize the 10 was into the wall. So kind of sucked up there with him, not knowing the 10 was going to be into the wall.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else too, Charles, I happened to just notice was that Chris Golden got into the back of Russell. So let's see if we can go back here. It might take me just a moment to maybe get the right camera angles or whatnot here, but let's see. This is from Chris Golden's view here of that accident. You see Russell, oh yeah.
Yep, yeah. Definitely. It checked everybody up.
It sure did.
And how fast does that happen? The guy gets into the wall. You don't expect a guy to be in the wall. You expect him to make that corner. He goes into the wall. You're just keeping it off, doing everything you can, keeping it off the wall. But everybody just kind of follows each other up there. And unfortunately, once somebody hits that wall, he goes from 180 miles an hour down to 150. So it happens that fast.
Yeah, and it's just like what you were talking about earlier. This end of the speedway is like a super speedway. So you're coming off this high bank 1 and 2 corner. You got a foot full of throttle and giving it the gas and just looking out for your own car, trying to stay off the wall. And all of a sudden, it looks like somebody has stopped up there in front of you just because they've lost a few miles an hour by scraping the wall.
Absolutely, and it looks like we got a new leader. We got Wayne Cannon leading.
Oh man!
Yeah, Hunter Carlson looked like
he just came into pits. Off. Well, maybe Uncle Wayne here can get an official lap being led here. And I do apologize for the camera views. We don't really have a good camera angle that really shows a lot of great detail with everyone pitting, because I'd love to take a look at it myself, be able to see who. But I would imagine, tell me if I'm wrong here, Charles, but every time you come into pits, I would imagine you just go ahead and take 4 tires no matter what.
I mean, considering they came in on lap 13, all screaming for tires on lap 13, they come in about 37 laps later, lap 50, give or take a few, if my math is correct. But yeah, they're gonna start coming down pit lane and getting tires. I can imagine they're sick of it right now.
Oh yeah, and I don't have a driver card for Mr. Tebow, but he is entering pit lane as well in the number 10 car. So yeah, we just did get the replay out of the way before they started another pit cycle.
Oh, absolutely. That was a pretty. I know it's a short field, but that was a pretty important part of the race. So we definitely want to get the law of the race out there to everybody.
Yeah, and especially because even though there were several cars involved, got damaged and wrecked, and who was Mr. Windsor there ended up taking a spin, no caution came out. So it's been green flagged the whole way since, wow. Honestly, I don't even know what lap it was. the first caution came out.
Yeah, I been talking right along, chatting right along. I do not remember myself. We've had 50 laps blow by, and just under 100 to go here. It's only 9 cars on the track, but they've been doing their thing. This is not easy for them. I know the folks at home are kind of like, oh man, we're watching a race with 9 cars on the track. These guys aren't racing each other tonight. They're racing themselves. There's a lot of skill involved. There's a lot of rhythm involved. There's a lot of figuring it out. The track also is going to change. I know I thought I checked in practice that the temperature was 83 degrees. The track temp now is 86, so it's come up a little bit. That changes throughout the race. So these guys have to change what they're doing constantly. It's not easy. This is a great race as far as racing goes.
Yeah, and you'll see that we have a mostly cloudy cloud cover. However, that sun, if you'll look right up there at Chris Golden's car, you can see the shadow from the sun's kind of peeking out through the clouds. And buddy, I am sure that whenever that sun peeks out, this track's going to become even slicker than what it is. And to your point earlier as well, these guys aren't so much racing one another as they're just racing the track. And probably after 3 or 4 laps, it's almost, they feel like they're racing on ice anyway, because the car is just sliding all around. As we'll take a look at Stephen Luttrell's in-car view here, and you can see how much he's working the wheel, how much the car is moving around, and that's not even taking into account the aero effects that's going to happen to it as well. So I can't help but wonder if sometimes you don't go down in a turn and you're not 100% sure what's going to happen.
No, I absolutely agree with you. What I picked up from that in-car cam right there is you heard the tires. Even from one end of the track to the other, even though you have, I call it the super speedway turn to the short track turn, it didn't matter what turn he was in. Those tires were screaming, both sides of the track.
Yeah, and whenever you hear tire noise like that, that means there's like a cheese grater on them, and it's just grinding off the rubber.
Yeah, it is, and it puts it on the track, and it makes it slicker for the next guy.
Well, I tell you what, breaking news here. I'm not sure if Hunter Carson's going to be able to make it back onto the track, but all of a sudden I've lost connection. I'm not sure if he took himself out after leading so many laps, or if he lost internet connection here, but I'm not getting anything from his car right now.
Yeah, he is gone, and he's dropping down the leaderboard on my screen. It's unfortunate because Hunter Carlson put out the best lap tonight at 29 seconds 0:16. I mean, even in practice, that it was fast. Um,
Well, not
we
only
call
was he fast, Charles, but it looked like to me he really had a good grasp of his car, the setup, and a good feel for this track. I just didn't see anything that would have caused a severe issue for him. I don't know if you did or not.
no, you're right. I didn't. It's going to be interesting to seeing what happens. Maybe on Discord, those guys know something different. But him and K-Strad last week on a similar track that ate up tires and everything else. They both had command of their cars. I thought, K-Strad would be here tonight because he gained 4 spots racing last week. And Luttrell just took it from him at the end of that race. I thought he would come back tonight and want some redemption for that, but unfortunately he voiced his opinion early in the week, saying that he really didn't like this track. Don't blame him. Don't blame him one bit.
Well, I'm sure even in real life there's cup drivers that really love this track, but it's mainly because they end up having good finishes. But I would imagine if everybody were truthful, no one really likes to be put in this situation where you're constantly fighting the car, trying to stay off the wall, trying not to spin out, and then trying to perform have a good race finish on top of that. But
yeah, so I can't be quoted here because I kind of did my homework before we went live. The track info on this is something like there's only been 45 of the wins here have been top tier guys that have raced here. The charter guys, the guys that just squeak in, they've never won. No underdog has ever won this race. Matter of fact, the 10-time winner here is the Silver Fox by David Pearson in the 60s and 70s. Had won 10 times here. So out of the 47 winners, he was 10 times. That just tells you how difficult this track is. There's not been many multi winners that you kind of done, you win and you're done. But the greats, we're talking about Richard Petty's, we're talking about Dale Earnhardt, we're talking about some really good guys that win on this track. So for these guys to show up, race this race, it's epic. It really is epic. This is guys racing their ability versus racing other guys. This is them trying to win on their own.
Well, I tell you, to your point, Charles. Now, I know that Stephen Luttrell is a very good driver. I've raced against him several times. It just seems like every track he goes to is very good. But I tell you what, if I were a betting guy, I'd put a lot of money right now on Chris Golden. And the reason why I say that is if you take a look at these other guys hitting the wall lap after lap after lap, Chris doesn't need... It just appears to me that he's not out there trying to set the fast lap every time he goes around here. He's just kind of being steady and calm. Now, he did get caught up in, Russell Windsor and who was that? I think it was Zach Tebow earlier in the race. But I just really like the way that he is driving this track. He's just being super cautious. I think it feels almost as if he's taking the approach that, hey, I don't have to outrun these guys. I just got to be able to outlast them.
Yeah, well, like I said, I give Chris a lot of respect. He is Mr. FS1, races in the ARCA series, which is a pretty premier series. So he knows his stuff. He's very smart, very knowledgeable. So you're right. I know you're looking at this. The grid. He's a lap down. Jones, Cannon, lap down. Windsor's 2 lap down. Number 12, Schessler is 3 laps down. Tebow's 4 now. I don't think we could count these guys out yet. We're not even halfway there. The we could flip this script very easily.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because all it's going to take is for one caution flag to come out. A couple of these guys kind of get to wave around, and especially as we reach the end of this race, the intensity is going to pick up a bit, which is going to kind of lead itself to just more cautions and more opportunities for the guys that are 1 lap or more down to kind of get those laps back. And you can never tell, with maybe 10 laps to go, maybe we've got 5 or 6 guys on the lead lap, all fighting for the lead going into turn 1.
Yeah, that's racing, and that's the wonderful thing about racing. From short track to super speedways, you just don't know what's going to happen. That's kind of what puts you on the edge of your seat all race. I know, true race fans could really agree with me there. Maybe some of the novice race fans sit back and they're like, oh, here we go, another long drawn out race. But I enjoy, as a fan, enjoy any race. I can see one car out on the track, and the one car out on the track is entertaining me. So
yeah, absolutely.
Right
because
now,
you've been behind the wheel. You know what these guys are putting up with. Even if you're out there on Darlington right by yourself, you know what kind of challenges you've had, or you have, through each of these 4 corners. If you're out there practicing by yourself, there's nothing saying you're not going to hit the wall and wreck right by yourself.
Oh yeah, that's my biggest fear as a race car driver, is wrecking by yourself. I understand if I may drift off the track, get into somebody, or somebody comes down and gets on me. You understand those type of incidences, but you never understand the one that's self-inflicted. You always think you have control of the car until it snaps on you. Maybe 75-80% of the time you're there to save it. You know what to do to get out of the throttle, kind of turn the wheel the way you need to, and yeah, no big deal. But there's other times it just comes around and you're like, what did I do? What did I do wrong?
Yeah,
Why did that
exactly. Well, I tell you, like I said, I personally love Darlington. I have won a race or 2 here in the lower series, but this is just one of those tracks where I kind of never really worried about who took off and got a big lead. I just kind of did what I believe Chris is doing here, is just kind of, not pushing the limits, not taking it all the way to the wall, just trying to make good lap times, not worry about the car in front of you. And as I say that, he's getting ready to pit right now, but we'll have to come back, because I want to compare what I think is his driving style to what Stephen Luttrell is doing, and kind of see what he is doing with his car as well, because he's got to be doing something right to have the whole field a lap down.
Like you said, you've raced with Luttrell before. I've raced with him on short track on a Monday night thing. I've never raced with them on big tracks. We got a Monday night thing with the trucks coming up. I'm scared of these guys. I really am. I don't know if I can keep up with them. I'm going to try my hardest, and I know that car, or truck. I know it very well, and I've done very well in that series. But these guys are the top tier of iRacing right now. We got some really good drivers in this league, and we got to thank Wayne and four wide motorsports for giving these guys the platform to show off their talent. It's amazing. It really is amazing. We're bringing on more guys weekly, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Tracy, you're doing a great job, and I'm sure you have a lot of pride in this too. Uh,
Yeah,
Hopefully
absolutely,
we can
Charles.
keep bringing you guys this product every week.
Yeah, absolutely. You're doing a great job too, man. I'm assuming you have zero experience broadcasting, just like myself.
Absolutely zero. Absolutely.
Well, if you ask me, you sound like a pro. And I just want to mention real quick, just from riding with the in-car view of Steven. I mean, it just seems an awful lot like what Chris Golden is doing as well. You can see his car moving around, but he's not. He might be working the wheel a little bit more, maybe pushing it just a hair, but he's not trying to take it all the way to the limit, if you will. Like you see Yogi Schleer right up in front here. I know the reason why he took it to the wall is to get a good angle coming off of turn 2, but that'll help you with a fast lap if you hit everything right. But the way Steven and Chris Golden appear to be driving it, it's more for the looking ahead, if you will, the long game. It's better not to damage anything, not to try to set a fast lap every single time you go around here. Let's just take it easy, make sure we're safe, stay off the walls, get as good as angle as you can, and like the old cliche goes, make sure that you've got an egg underneath your foot at the accelerator. Be easy with it, as we see Steven coming into pit now. Yeah, he's coming into pit right now. So this
I'm sure he needs tires and maybe to calm his nerves a little bit. He was on skates there. You could hear the RPMs going into that corner, and he was definitely willing it. A guy you love to watch, because he and Chris, a couple other guys in this league, you love to watch these guys because they are sending it into those corners. They're using every bit of tire, their whole steering ratio. Let's not forget, these aren't the new Cup cars. These aren't the, cookie cutter NASCAR that we have in the last 10 years or so.
Oh yeah.
This is a high powered. I think these were running, I don't even know, like 1,500 horse in some track. I mean, these were up there. Just a lot of car to handle.
Yeah, these were the days where the rules of NASCAR would let you, within a certain amount of boundaries there, but you can still work on the engine, trying to get the most horsepower. You kind of tweak these bodies. You can kind of see how the nose is offset to really work on the aero. I mean, it was just a much bigger sandbox in which to work to try to find speed. And, just right by itself, the amount of horsepower they had as compared to today. Oh, no, it
absolutely.
looks like...
Oh,
boy.
Cannon kind of missed it.
I didn't know if he was going to make it or not. It was kind of iffy there, right there at the end, but he got it on the pit lane there. But one thing I did notice, too, he's still on the lead lap right now. He's got his lap back from Luttrell, but he'll probably lose it while he's on pits, or into pits right now. But it goes back to what you were saying earlier. You can never tell what ends up happening. Say Steven comes in to pit, some of these guys stay out, to get back on the lead lap, and then a yellow comes out, and now all of a sudden the whole race is reset.
Yeah, and pit entry is, as you just saw, is not very easy in Darlington. You're coming diving off the corner, trying to woe it up in a very short kind of runway coming off the corner into the pits. So you don't know if you lock them up, you spin them there. You're out on the track for 20, 30 laps. I think the gas window was between 30 and about 30, 35 laps. You get into that rhythm. You're trying to keep it off the wall. You're feathering the throttle, and now all of a sudden you gotta whoa it up as slow as you can. 60 miles an hour is 45 miles an hour is the pit lane.
Well, I tell
Yeah.
you what, Charles. Let's see if we can't go back and take a replay of Wayne entering pit road. I'm not exactly sure how far it's going to back us up, but let's see if we can't get a good in-car camera view of him trying to bring it onto pit lane real quick.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be interesting because I'm sure he's yeah. Look, he's
I'm a
turned
back,
all the way over.
yeah. I'm gonna back this up and see if we can't get a view of him coming down the back stretch and just see how he has to handle it here. Oh no, I messed up. That's the producer in training there, screwing up again. So I'm a back.
Oh, no worries. We're here.
I just want to get a good view of Mr. Cannon here. And I swear, I'm going to get it right before this broadcast is done, I promise you. Okay, here we go. Okay, so he's coming off turn 2 right now, down the back stretch.
Yeah, look at how long that backstretch is, and then all of a sudden you're blowing it up right there and just cutting it as far as you can. That's a lot of wheel into that car.
He almost had to bring it to a complete stop just to be able to make that turn to be able to get it on the pit road.
Yeah, Darlington's scary with the full field, and if you're racing, a tight field of race cars, and everybody decides to go down pit road at once. Yeah, I've seen some really scary situations at Darlington there. Well, we got the 24 that's coming in Windsor. He's 2 laps down, but sure he's looking for tires right now. Maybe some fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. Well, I tell you what, Charles. Look, we've got let's see, a little over 50 laps remaining in this race. We're probably about 2/3 of the way through this thing. Everybody seems to be strung out. What do you say the broadcasters come in for a pit stop real quick?
Yeah, I would love to take a pit stop. I heard they give out free hot dogs here at Darlington, so I might go grab a hot dog. I don't know about you, Tracy.
I'll be looking for one myself. So, absolutely, man. So we'll be right back with you, everybody, and we'll pick it right back up here just after a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, here we are. It's been a pretty uneventful race, but still, these guys are racing themselves. It's the mental game. It's not physical where you're trying to put the car where you want it. It's them against the track right now. So it's pretty interesting form of racing here. Yeah, I think we're watching the leader come down. Is that? Oh no, that's Chris Golden that's coming down pit road. So maybe he's got something up his sleeve where he's cutting laps off his. Uh, I don't actually. I'm lost for whatever is going on here because I think everybody has such different pit strategies here. They have been mixing it up. Everybody right now is searching for something. Something's got to work. It's like almost throwing a Hail Mary at this point. Like let's just throw it up there, come in, get tires. Hopefully something works. The fact that the 36 Latrell is just you know perfect. He hasn't been caught up in anything. He's found a line to run. He's been very comfortable with that line. He hasn't wavered. You got to give it to him. He put on a clinic, just like last week. He really showed his true talent there. I know K Strad was hanging with them for a long time till the very end of the race, or the last 20 laps or 30 laps or so of the race. That Latrell showed his true colors. Where this guy is going to be a threat. He's going to be a threat for the rest of the season. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Well, I don't know what happened to Golden, but he went from 1 lap behind to 4 laps down. He's being scored, so I don't know what happened to him. He was only 1 lap down, went into the pits, and now he's being scored 4 laps down. So actually, Wayne Cannon is the only 1 lap down from Latrell. Um, Unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like he had a very quick pit stop. He had a pit stop of like 1487 or so. But he must have got on it and caught himself back up. Now Latrell's in. Latrell's getting tires. Probably taking a quick drink and refreshments. Probably smoking a cigar right now. Getting a massage. This kid has been out front, setting sail the whole race. He's. Yeah, I'm sure he needed tires too. I was gonna say I think everybody's pretty much from here on out getting tires right at about the same time to make that last 30 lap clean tire run. So like I said at the beginning of the race, there was about a 30 to 35 lap tire fall off where your tires were nothing. It was actually a 10 to 15 lap tire wear off, but if you could make them last, you could get 30 laps out of them, maybe 35. So right now, this is the perfect time for everybody to take their last tires and make a charge to the end. Unfortunately, Latrell is just gone. He's. I think why he's driving with one hand, he's playing PlayStation or something. On the other hand, maybe he's playing some Call of Duty or something. I know Battlefield. These guys like to play Battlefield. I don't know. That would be something. That would be something. I mean, Tracy Brown. I mean, have you ever been to a race where the second place guy is 2 laps down? That's absolutely impressive. Yeah, and you say throwback. Darlington is the throwback track. You go back in history, and a lot of guys run a lot of throwback paint schemes. But I can't believe this. I really never watched a race where a guy was almost 2 laps ahead of the whole field. It just goes to show you what one little mistake, and I'm not. I guarantee you, Cannon, Jones, Golden, Yogi. I know great racer, great guy. Windsor, Tebow, Carlson, Berlin. I feel bad for Berlin, but I guarantee you, their mistakes were very minimal. But it's just such a big track. It's so spread out that just a little tiny mistake cost you so much. Oh yeah, I mean, being this far out, he hasn't had to push it, so I guarantee you he's probably running 95%. Obviously, Steven wants to, just lap this field and get the win and make it dominant, but I guarantee you in the back of his head, he's kind of like, let me see. There's no reason to push. Let me just run a clean, good race. Unfortunately, the other guy is trying to catch the guy with such a lead. Tend to push more. Yeah, you can't. You can't just sit back. Well, I'm going to tell you. I mean, Luttrell's at a .34. Wayne is at a .34 for the best lap. Last lap, Luttrell was a .81 and Wayne was a 30.11. It was a little closer the lap before I started talking, so it looked better before I started. Yeah, it looked better a second ago, but you know how things change. It really did. Yeah, and so I think that was the difference between with Luttrell and when we were watching Golden. Golden was. I'd like to know what his mistake was, because that was a very interesting point. Even though he was a lap down, that was a very interesting point in the race, because Golden seemed to be the only one keeping up with Luttrell. What was that mistake?
Yeah.
What was the instance that, you know, they both were running a very similar race, so what
Well,
was
I tell you,
that small difference there?
yeah, I tell you, Charles. You know, Chris and Daniel Jones, Mindfu, are on the same lap with 14 to go. So if Chris can catch Mindfu and pass him, Chris will be on the podium, and we can ask him what the world happened, man. And also, before I throw it back to you, I just want to say, William Luttrell, again, appreciate you saving us again, man. I'm a producer in training, and so I'm prone to making mistakes. And apparently, ever since we come back live, man, I've had my mic cut. So I do apologize to all our fans. So it sounds like Charles. I want to apologize to him as well, because it's been sound like he's talking to himself. I'm not normally a broadcaster, so most time I keep my mic cut so that I can talk to the announcers in the booth. And so whenever we go to commercial, I have to manually cut it. And unfortunately, I have to manually uncut it, which I failed to do. So I'll get this right one day. There's only a million things to go wrong. Now I am on 567. So I still got a ways to go before I get all the bugs worked out.
Understandable. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and it's kind of hard to do both. I know, you know, we did have another broadcaster, you know, last week. Your cousin or a nephew, right?
Yeah, my nephew Landon. Yes, he made his
Landon was a great
debut.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to
He was a
sweet
little
talk
tied
him.
up tonight, but
Yeah, I had to sweet talk him into coming in, because Emmett was away, and Emmett is away again tonight. Had some schedule conflicts, and Lord knows I didn't want to send you out there by yourself, Charles. So I recruited my nephew. Unfortunately, he's racing tonight, so he couldn't be here with us. So I'm thrown into the fire with you tonight. Let's put it that way.
absolutely appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you, man. The graphics, the product, it's so amazing. I'm glad that you gave me a chance and pulled me up in the booth. I know I race with these guys on you know, the Monday night schedule, a totally different thing, but I'm glad I could help out on a Friday night. Each and every one of these guys, Wayne, he wants everyone to have such a great time. He's into having a good time. I give it to Wayne to everything he does. I give it to you for everything you do. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity just to come up here and talk. I'm Italian. Italians are gonna talk. I'm just gonna talk.
Well,
You guys can't shut me up.
Yeah, you know, it's like I was telling you during the break there, man. It's just me and you, a couple of race fans coming in here, watching our buddies race, and just telling the world what we think. You know, we're not claiming to be 100% correct, and we're going to make some mistakes. But anyway, nobody else volunteered, so hey, it's just me and you, man. We're gonna bring her home here one way or another.
Well, like I told Wayne, I tell you, I tell the rest of the guys, I'm here for the long run. Anytime you guys need me, I love the fact that we got a bunch of guys in here that want to put on a show. They want to race. They love to race, but uh, we need support. We need fans. We need guys um, to share our it's for the four wide network. If you could share that, you could share it with a friend and just get them to tag along. Um, you know, I know I watch a lot of my broadcast kind of in the background as I'm watching some other shows, or I'm on my phone. And um, guys, come support us, because we want to get to the point where we're um, the reason you're looking under the table on a Friday night date. You're looking at your phone. You're on a date. How we used to watch football,
Yeah,
Friday night date. Right. So
absolutely. Yeah.
we want to be that broadcast. We want to put on that product. I know Wayne would be very proud of something like that. But we appreciate, we wholeheartedly, these guys that are out in the racetrack. We appreciate the fans, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, well, looks like you have conjured up my nephew as we see Steven scraping the wall really hard there for the first time. Well, maybe not the first time, but hard for
No,
the first time.
I notice he has on the last couple laps. He's kind of been lax. I'm sure it's wearing on him with 3 laps to go. He's way out there. He's been doing this all night. Um,
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
did.
watching that Chris Golden fight. I think that ship is sailed with 3 laps to go, but you never know what could happen. I mean, Jones could hook it. You don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to see what would happen if we could get a green flag finish here at the end with the field reset and just see what happens. But yeah,
A drag
before
race. Yeah.
yeah, before Steven distracted me there, just want to let you know you conjured up my nephew. He said his race just finished up and he was coming in here to enjoy the broadcast, see what we were doing. And just want to let you know he appreciated the kind words that you were talking about him from what he volunteered to do for us last week.
No, anytime I could work, with somebody that as knowledgeable as him, and he really has the play-by-play down. That unfortunately I don't have the play-by-play mentality as a lot of these guys do. I'm just kind of fill the dead air, give pointers, take notes on different stats and stuff like that. More of a stat guy. So it was absolute pleasure working with them last week, and I hope to get to work with them again going into the future. Real good guy. I could feel his potential. Real young, real eager. You gotta love that. And as we were talking, Stephen Luttrell put on an absolute masterpiece. What a show. No mistake. Not one mistake was made. I'm sure when we talk to him, he's going to tell you about 100 different mistakes. But as
Yeah,
far as it
yeah.
goes, yeah, he just took off from the field. Cannon second place, Jones third. Yeah, Golden fourth. What a effort he had. Um,
Well, I'm
we,
interested in talking to these guys. We're gonna see if Steven will
Absolutely.
burn it down for us, give us some smoke. Come on, buddy, clutch that thing, rev it up. But instead, he's going to make like he's been here before, which he has. So I
Yeah,
don't
he's
guess we're
gonna go
going.
the opposite way tonight. He's gonna go
Yeah,
the opposite way, and um, I I think that shakes up the playoff. Now I know this was kind of a small race. We only had 9 guys, but this is playoff points. These guys were racing for points tonight.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
he's gonna get some points. He's gonna move up in the charts.
yeah. I mean, well, the way Wayne was explaining it to us, there were a lot of guys having trouble with this track. Didn't really like it. We're going to use it for one of their drop races. But Steven, no, man, he's kind of got a mulligan here. I mean, he dominated this thing, took the win, went out here on the in the Lady in Black, and got the victory. So now he doesn't have to burn a drop race at Darlington. So he'll be able to use it somewhere else, maybe like Talladega or Daytona or something like that.
No, absolutely. And uh, so before this race, he's only raced two other races out of the four. This is going into the fifth, so this is three out of four he's raced. And he's sitting in 14th. Last week, he moved up three spots. This week, I'm not going to be surprised to see him move up another two or three spots. It's a long season. He's climbing up the ladder.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're waiting for him to climb out of the car, I tell you what we'll do. We'll take a quick break. We'll see if we can't get our podium finishers in here, and maybe get us some interviews and maybe get some interesting takes here on what happened tonight. So we'll be right back. You
Very
guys are
interesting.
hangers. Hey, yeah, y'all hang with us, and we'll be right back.
I don't know. I just be easy on the tires.
Hold on one
I've
second.
learned.
Just this is for your dad, William. Sorry about that, Mr. Luttrell. Again, I'm a producer. I had my mic cut, so I want to repeat my question. I'm back on air live again now. Sorry about that, everybody. But my question to Stephen was, what exactly did he have on the field? Because even though he didn't seem to be, punishing the wall all the way around there, wasn't some really, damaged the car, getting a lot of stripes, that sort of thing. What was his secret as to being able to cover the field the way he did tonight? So if you would, Stephen, please take it back, sir. Sorry about that.
Or you're good. It was just saving the tires, be easy on entry. I've learned over the last several months, just backing the entry off. I've always been way too hard on entry. Get entry cleaned up, and that cleans up the rest of the corners, and you'll lo and behold, your tires will last. And that's all I try to do anymore. Just be easy on it, but giving it all it's got, but don't
Well,
bury it into the corner.
before I toss it to Charles, I just noticed that it was almost as if you were keeping a safety factor, if you will, for lack of a better term. In other words, when you go through one and two, it looked like to me you weren't trying to get everything you could out of the car every single lap. It was like you would leave a half a lap of cushion just in case maybe something went wrong or maybe you misjudged something. I mean, was that the case, or were you just absolutely pedal to the metal and it just looked easier than what it was inside the car?
Well, I'd give the first 3 or 4 laps on the tires, just get them warmed up, and then I would push it really hard for a good 10 laps or so, and then I'd check the relative, make sure that everybody's, you know, I'm still gaining on them, or if I'm losing against them, then I'll push it or I'll back it off. Yeah, I was just gauging where the rest of the field was on how hard I wanted to push it.
Gotcha. Charles?
Well, so let's bring up Wayne Cannon and his second place finish. I know we just finished uh, Stephen Luttrell that put on a clinic, but Wayne, how did you feel being behind Steven so far back? Did you feel like you had to push? Did you feel like, you had to make up time? Or were you just kind of just running in the wake of what was inevitably happening?
No, my goal was to just finish with the fast repairs that I had. I think I came out on top of that one.
Did you finish with all your fast repairs?
I used one. I was
Nice,
willing to
nice.
trade some tires for a fast repair.
Yeah, no, we saw that in practice. I thought you were going to trade them all in and get 8 pairs of tires instead of the 7 we had. You ran a good race. The, the track just eats up tires. It eats up the best of drivers. Um, were you expecting it to be a little closer? Did you expect it to be the way it played out? What were you thinking the whole race?
I was actually expecting to be further back than I was.
No, and I gotta tell you, with guys in the league like Latrell and K-Strad and some of these other guys, I kind of understand that. You guys put on a great show and you run really hard every week. Wayne, is there anybody you would like to thank before I let you go?
Everybody that showed up, and then y'all up in the booth.
Hey,
Roger
why?
that. We thank you too, man. That was a great show, and I hope the fans enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. I just want to say for myself and Mr. O, appreciate you putting it on and everything that you do, especially behind the scenes. I know a lot of these guys don't realize how much effort it does take to put on one of these things, and you're right there with me, helping get the graphics and everything set up. Just want to say thank you.
Yeah, ain't no problem. I know I've been away a lot because I've been trying to get we got the NASCAR 25 coming out, and that's going to be on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to
absolutely.
get all that set up also.
Well, I think I honestly thought that Stephen Luttrell was kind of playing his PlayStation. I think he got that download before you guys because he was so far out in front tonight. I think he was trying to, get some laps in on the PlayStation before he
Yeah, you can't
goes
take it from
live.
him. I think if you look at his stat line, I think he's got 6 starts here with 5 wins. 5 wins,
He,
5 starts
yeah,
with 4 wins.
Well,
he
I
is
tell you what.
definitely climbing up the leaderboard. He's going to be a threat.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Luttrell, if you're still in here, sir, hate to skip over you there, man, but with you taking the checker flag and everything, do you have anyone you'd like to thank for your victory? Maybe the broadcasters, by chance?
Yeah, I've got to thank my mom, dad, my wife for letting me spend all this money on this rig and everything. Uh, my kids, my grandson Mason, and yeah, the broadcasters for putting this on. Uh, yeah, people don't know how hard it is to just have something to say all the time, and broadcasting a race and commentating a race is not easy, and running a league is not easy either. So my hat's off to Wayne and you guys for the broadcast. Everybody that puts this all on it. It's been great.
Well,
Wayne Cannon. I'm gonna personally reach out and thank Mr. William Luttrell. I'm still getting names wrong, even though he told me not to. It's a dad thing. When a dad tells you not to do something, you're gonna do it anyway. Love your father, man. Great guy.
yeah, yeah,
The only
absolutely.
thing I want to add is I'm we need to fill this place up with water and put gas in it. We can
Oh my
finish it.
God,
I
Roger,
man!
hope that he was
Roger,
right.
Roger
I
Oh,
hope
that.
that he was right.
oh my God! That's after dominating the race and bringing home the checker flag. Oh man, I thought you would love this track by now. Well,
Oh, this track is really hard. It's
yeah.
really hard to run.
Well, we saw some in-car camera views there, and the elbows were working on the virtual image there of the drivers. So, yeah, me and Charles were talking about that pretty much the whole race, in fact. So, congratulations again, Stephen, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. And now, what we'd love to do is bring in Mr. Mindfu, if we've got him available here, Mr. Daniel Jones. If I got you there, man, tell me how'd your race go? What'd you think about this thing?
Man, I hit everything but the pace car, man. I usually end up doing therapeutic laps around the bottom of the track because I get so frustrated with it. But I kind of stuck it out and was able to kind of persevere and then actually get and finish third. And I just took it real easy going in the pits and because I just knew I was going to take out that pit entrance wall. But 'cause it just sneaks up on you.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it just I try to take it easy, and then once you just pancake it the first time, then the spotter say, "Oh, you have wheel damage." So it's then you have to change your whole line. But
Oh yeah. It's a
yeah,
nightmare
it was
after
a
that.
oh yeah. And so, but I was able to use a couple of fast repairs. I still had one left at the end, but if we had one more pit stop, that thing was going to get used. So, but
That's
but
what me and Mr. O were hoping for there. That y'all would kind of have a late race caution, maybe get a couple of cars, wave around, and really just be able to battle it out for the last
yeah.
10 or 15 laps. But I just want to commend you on your paint scheme. I mean, man, that Tide ride there was it Daryl Waltrip that used to run that back in the day? I can't remember now. I remember the paint scheme, but
Yeah,
can't remember the name.
yeah, old Daryl Waltrip on Tide Ride, man. That was a good old pay scheme you had.
Oh, well,
Little
with the
throwback
number
to the day.
17, of course.
Yep. Yes,
I
sir.
got you. Okay. Well, Mr. O, you got a question for Daniel?
Well, so the question I actually wanted to know from all the guys, and as we talked to the broadcast, it was like, I think everybody put a great race together, but I think there was one tiny mistake. Was there the? Do you remember back in the race? Did you make one tiny mistake that you could take back now, or was it just a calamity of things that went wrong the whole race?
Um, Probably, I think I could have went one extra lap there, pit one time, but it's mainly was I just tagged that wall one too many times. So that was about the main thing. So once you have a couple of them hot pancakes, they get kind of contagious.
Yeah, that wall needs some painting over. Not just from you, but from a lot of these other guys. You watch this broadcast back, you're gonna see everybody just taking paint
Oh
off that
yeah,
wall. That puts some little bit of weight on the left rear. I don't know about you
yeah.
guys trying to take some
Had
more
to go
weight on the
kick in the
car.
left side. Had to go kick in the left side so we won't be spoiled for a side we don't have to fix.
Absolutely, absolutely, great race, Jones. Mindfu, you're a great competitor. You've always been a great guy, and thank you for coming out here. Solid top three, 2 laps down. I mean, what could you do? You did
Yeah.
as much as you could do right, man. It's just
Oh
the
yeah.
track.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I appreciate everybody coming out and what y'all do, and everybody hanging in there. I know it was kind of a small field, but we put on a still a good show and whatnot. But I don't know. We'll go out and get them next week, and like I said, thank everybody for coming out. We'll see y'all next time.
Hey, I got one last quick question for you,
All
Mr.
right.
Mindfu. So, being that you finished third at Darlington, do you think this will be one of the races that you keep, or you think you're still going to end up dropping it?
I'm gonna keep this one because it's third place finish, and it's actually the first Darlington race I finished in a long time.
That's
So
what I was
yeah,
thinking.
I think
Man, I don't care if I would have finished, in the sixth or seventh. I think I'd be trying to keep this race just to show it off a little bit. That I had a Darlington
yeah,
race that I could count. You know.
yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think the number 70 Berlin. He's thinking about keeping this right now too. He wants
yeah,
a top
I know.
10, man. Darlington, come on, that's
Yeah,
epic.
I know we got the road courses coming up, so I don't know. I've been actually putting some time in on those, so we'll see if that's the one I drop or not. We'll see what happens.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, Mr. Mindfu. 10-4, guys.
Uh,
And
thank you.
me and Mr. Rose certainly enjoyed it. Do you have any, I don't know, final thoughts or anything, Charles?
I just once again the whole organization at Four Wide, Four Wide Motorsports, Four Wide Network. From top to bottom, these guys are doing a great job to bring you a great product. Stick with us. There's going to be some amazing races going forward. I know we're starting up the Monday League again, and guys, it's just going to keep getting better. I appreciate you guys stopping by now, but wait until a couple more races. We're going to have some real fun real soon.
Absolutely. And I just want to mention thanks to everybody who watched tonight. Thanks to especially Mr. Luttrell for keeping me straight here on the production desk. And I'd also like to thank Forward Wide Motorsports and especially Wayne Cannon for making all this happen. For Charles, Mr. Oberg, this is Tracy Brown, producer in training. Just like to say thank y'all very much for tuning in and hope y'all catch us on Monday night. Y'all have a good weekend. See ya.